If you're looking for a very simple way to analyze the gold market, well, you're in the right place because in this video, I'm going to break down my game plan for this upcoming week. I'm going to talk about my entries, my exits, and my profit targets, and then any other thing that's going to help me better analyze the markets. So make sure you follow along. Watch this video multiple times if you need to, because there's going to be so much that you're going to learn if you found gold to be challenging to analyze in the past. I'm Lakeisha, and I hope that you all have enjoyed the break. Now we are back this week with another video. So as usual, let's just go ahead and start here on the weekly time frame, and let's talk about what we could possibly see in the week that is coming up. So what I want to do is mark off this highest high inside of the market. So this is at 27.89 currently. So I'm just going to put a little skinny line right there. And then next I'm going to find this closest support, or at least most recent support, and it is right here at 25.58. And this is probably all that I'm going to draw for right now. Actually, let me go back. So there's actually another thing that I just saw. So I actually want to mark off this resistance right here at 27.15, and now this is all that I'm going to draw here on the weekly time frame. So let's go ahead and go down to the daily time frame so we can get more candles and make better sense of what is happening. So if we look at the levels that we drew on the weekly time frame, we can see that this is the highest point that the market has made so far. You can see there's a nice resistance here. That's why a line went there. The other level that I wanted to draw was because I saw a nice resistance over in this area on the weekly time frame, and now you can see very clearly here on the daily time frame that we have a support. Actually, we have a couple supports, we have a couple resistances, and then we kind of have a resistance here. There's a little gap, but still looks good, so that's why I wanted to draw that off. And then the other thing that I saw was basically this level right here at 25.59, because this was a support on the weekly time frame, and now you can see with a little bit more data, price basically sold off tremendously and then gapped up and then pushed back up to that level. So basically what I wanted to do was have these defined zones for me to possibly take trades from. And now that we're on the daily time frame, I'm going to draw a couple more. So the first thing I'm going to do is clone this level, and then I'm actually going to draw a level right about here at 26.35, mainly because if I look at most recent price action, I do see a resistance right here, and then looking to the left or looking at data in the past, I do see some consolidation, but then I also see some supports that have formed here. It's really good when you see a support level or multiple support levels like you see here, and then also a resistance. When they meet up on the same line, that's typically where I like to place a level. Not 100% of the time, but in this situation, most definitely. So looking at this just a little bit further, since the next level is not too far away, if you're tired of missing out on gold's big price moves, then go ahead and check out the Profitable Gold Market Blueprint. In this guide, you're going to have an easy to follow profitable trading table that tells you exactly when gold will be bullish or when gold will be bearish based on what's happening inside of the market. And it also includes profitable entry levels and different strategies. So maybe you've tried to understand the gold market, but you felt overwhelmed by charts, reports, and all these other things that you think you should be looking for inside of the gold market, but it really doesn't have to be that hard. In this guide, you can understand what it takes in order to make consistent profits inside of the gold market and really understand everything you need to in order to take the actions that you need to take in order to be successful. So you can decode the gold market trends like inflation, FOMC, geopolitical events, and also master simple strategies that follow the big players. So banks and institutions, basically you want to be following them. And then you also want to spot profitable opportunities to avoid common traps. So that way you can stop second guessing yourself and just enter the market. And then also understand key support and resistance levels in order to time your entries and also anticipate moves instead of just reacting, most times too late. And then of course save hours of research with clear and actionable steps in order for you to be successful. So go ahead and check out the Profitable Gold Market Blueprint, and this timer will be active, and once the time runs out, the price will go up. I'll see you there. I do want to mark off another level just because gold tends to move quite a lot, and I'm going to mark off another level right here at 24.82. Now, price has the potential to come down here. We've seen gold sell off almost 1,000 pips, sometimes more in a week. So I definitely want to mark this level off. And if something was to happen inside of the market where price broke this line and continued to go lower, then all I would do is just add more levels based on market structure. So right here, I chose this because I saw supports and then I saw some resistance levels right in here. So this was a good level for me. This is basically what I use to help confirm my levels. So that is looking good. And looking at the daily, I do want to measure this level right here just to see if I could draw a line. So that's about 300 pips. I think that's a good line. So I'm going to draw another level here on the daily time frame right about here, and this is going to be at 2750, and this is also a nice psychological level. Basically, for me, that means a number that ends in 0 or 5 still looks good. So looking at this, it looks fine, and I'm going to go down to the H4 time frame. So now, once again, we just reset our chart and we just start from the top and just make sure that everything looks good. So right here, still looking good. We did draw this on the daily time frame. Now that I have more data, what I want to do is I actually want to push this up. And now we're sitting at 2753. It's okay if it's no longer a psychological level. We just want to get as precise as possible with our levels. And we may make some further adjustments on lower time frames. But for right now, this is looking good. And if we look at this level right here, if I focus on most recent price action, I probably want to adjust this level to these resistances right here. So this is going to be at 2720. Really good psychological level. If we go a little bit further down to this zone right here, I remember drawing in this level a couple of weeks ago, and basically we do have supports and some rejections right here. We could actually move this down so that way it's sitting there. But for right now, I'm just going to leave this right here. And let me look to the left and just drag this out and just see what is going on. If I can get this to line up. Line up is not lining up. So anyway, I'm just going to drag this forward. So we can see that price does chop into this zone right here. Now this is making me want to look at price if I move this level down here. So at first I wasn't gonna move it, but that's why I like to use all the data that's on the chart and just see where I want to place a line. So I actually did move this down. Now this is at 50, or actually 25.46, and mainly because looking left, not only do we have a support here in terms of most recent price action, but looking to the left, we did have price tap into the zone before rejecting and making all of this. So I definitely want to keep that into consideration when I'm drawing these levels, but always prioritizing most recent price action. And the fact that we had a support level here and we also had support levels here, I was still doing that, but I wanted to be more precise, which is why I looked to the left. So that is that. And let me look right here. We do see some support levels. So the only thing I'm going to do is just bring this down a little bit. So now we're sitting at 24.77. So that's looking good. Let's go down to H2. This is the very top, still looks good. This is the level that I drew earlier. So I'm just going to push this up a little bit more. So now these wicks are crossing through this and we have resistance. So now we're sitting at about 27.57, still looks good. And then the same with this level. So it's a little bit tricky because we have this wick right here, but the candles are all the way down here. And then if we look to the left, really nothing there to see, but right here we do have several supports in the zone. So I'm just going to move this around just to see what looks good to me. This most recent candle is not tapping into that line. I really wanted to tap in, so let me move it down, and I think I'm liking this a lot better. So I now moved the line to 27.13, and that's mainly because of looking at most recent price action right here. I see not only this rejection, but I also see other candles as well in the zone, and it's looking good. So going to keep that right there. And then if we scoot over to even more recent price action, maybe there's a further adjustment we can make. If we wanted to, we could actually move this up to 27.25, and mainly because this is more recent than this. This is what we were using as a gauge earlier, and it kind of lines up, but actually I'm just going to put it back to where it was. just because I like the way this lines up with this stuff better, and it lines up with this. So even though we do have some overhang, it's not a problem for me. But if you wanted to adjust that on your chart, go ahead and do it. But I'm going to keep it like this on mine. So now this is sitting at 27, let's just say 13. So that looks good. And then if we go over here, this is still looking great. And if we go over here, this is still looking good. Well, actually, we didn't adjust anything here because we don't need to. And then let's go all the way over, still tapping in. These levels look great. So going back to most recent price action, I may want to add a line or level right about here where all of this stops and then starts to reverse. And this level is at 25, let's just say 85, just for a nice round number. And we're on the H2 time frame. So now that I'm done on the H2 time frame, going to go down to H1 time frame. Now once again, start all the way from the top. So this is just the process that you're just going to follow over and over again, and the more you do it, the better you will get. This is looking good. I still see the levels kind of touching into this yellow box. Still looking good. Over here we do have some overhang. Over here we have more overhang. So now you can either keep it the same or you could adjust this. So this is why we go down to lower time frames, because we're constantly adjusting and we want to make these levels precise. And it's really going to help a lot, especially when you're inside of the live market. So let me move this up. I could keep it here at 27, let's just say 18, or I can push it up a little bit more, and that's at 27.25. Okay, so we're going to keep it at 27.25, mainly because we have most recent price action literally sitting. We have this resistance right here sitting in that zone, so we're going to leave that alone. One other issue that I noticed is that because we have that zone all the way up there, we have this really big zone right here that's almost 1,000 pips. So we're going to have to break that up in order for it to be a tradable zone, and we're going to do that shortly. So one of the things that I see here is, I'm just going to clone this, and then basically I want to put it right about here at 2610. So I wanted to create tradable zones. So especially since price is kind of in this area, the market is still open. It's getting ready to close in about 15 or so minutes. And I want to make sure that this level is kind of lined up with this level right here. So since this is already formed and this is forming, what I want to do is actually just move it down a little bit. So we have all these supports here, we have a support here, and then this, we'll see what happens when the market closes, but we're still going to come up with a game plan. So now we have a zone that is like this. Okay, 270 pips. That's looking great. So I'm also going to take this line and clone it again. And the other thing that I'm going to do is break this up. So I can add multiple lines here, and basically I'll just be breaking this up based on market structure. We could actually go right here at 26.52 or go right here at 26.65. The difference between that is about 100 pips. That may be a little tight for me, but I'm just going to place it right here, so that way we have the zone here. I think this should be about 270 pips. That is good for me, and I like this zone just because it gives me a lot of range. And when I'm looking for trades, I'm usually looking for 100 plus pips, but if your trading plan allows for something smaller like 30-50 pips or something like that, then you can pick different levels. But for me, these are the levels that's going to work. And I do want to draw another level right about here, and that's basically because of the resistance right here. So now we have that zone, and this is what, okay, 266. Awesome. And this zone right here, okay, perfect, 340. These are really good zones for me to target, and great. So I haven't even gotten to the game plan yet, but I just wanted to measure these just to see what it looks like. So going into the game plan for this upcoming week, the fact that it's going to be a new year, that may be lower volume because people may be just getting back to work, it could be a little bit tricky, but there still may be some opportunities inside of the market. So one of the first things that I will be looking at is I want to see what price does in the zone. Like, are we just going to keep bouncing in the zone, or are we going to break out? So that's going to be the main thing that I'll be looking for here, is a breakout inside of the market. So my game plan will be it buys above this level, so roughly above 26.35, that's going to be ideal one for me. And then my target, as you probably guessed it, will be from here to here, and then from here to here, and then from here to here. That's basically my game plan for the upside. But if price decided to come back down, then my idea would be from here to here. So this will be from here to here. And I wouldn't target something all the way down here initially, mainly because if we look to the left, we can see very clearly that price came into the zone and then rejected. It did almost come back, but it still didn't get to the zone. It still kind of rejected the zone and still pushed up. So price could potentially do the same thing in the future unless it has a lot of volume that can break this level with a lot of force. If for whatever reason, whatever data release catalyst may be inside of the market that could potentially do that, then my next target would be from this level to this level. And just to kind of go back, this will be from 2609 down to 35, let's just say 83, 85, and then from this level all the way down to 25.45. So that would pretty much be my game plan for this upcoming week. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up so that way I can continue making videos just like this in the future in order to help you become a better trader. I'll see you later.